All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to work with your paper clay to create a sculpture. So you can see here I've made this flower, and what I did is I made the background as one shape, and then I built this part on the top to give the center a little bit of height. Here you can see I've made a moon, and what I did is I pushed back the eye. I added a little bit of material for the nose to make it raised up, and then I drew in my pattern and I added my hole so it could be an amulet. Here you can see I did the star, and with the star I was using a cookie cutter. So if you have any cookie cutters around, you can use those, and those can cut out your shapes for you. But I want to show you the first way that you can work with your clay is if you don't have a cookie cutter, but you want to come up with a specific shape. You want to start with a paper template. So this paper template is going to help you arrive at a uniform shape. So I'm going to come in here, and I am going to just take this, and I'm going to take the clay, and I am going to start pushing it together with my thumb and my, I guess that's my pointer finger, or index finger. And what you want to do is go ahead and just start pushing it down, and then you can take something like I'm doing with this little bottle of paint here to sort of roll it out so it's nice and flat. Now when you're doing that, what you're trying to do is ensure that your cutout shape will fit on the clay and have enough space around it so that you can cut it out, right? So in this case, if I was making my box about how I love animals, what you can do is I folded this paper in half. I made the shape of a cat's head, like half of it, and then I opened up the fold, and then I have one that's a hole. I'm going to come in, and if you got the kit from me, you got a toothpick and a popsicle stick. But basically, with clay, you can use just about any tool that you have that will allow you to push into the clay and cut it out. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm just following my edge so that I can get a likeness of this outside shape. Now I'm holding it down because I don't want it to move and then mess up the shape that I have. So I come in here, I'm going to take this clay off here, and there's a little bit of a raggedness around the edge, which I'll show you how to clean up. But while you have it down here, it will be helpful for you, if you have a design on there, to just simply take a pencil and put it slightly on its side so you're not going with the point down. You're sort of using the side of the tip of the pencil to draw your design into your clay. And what this is doing is it's making an impression in the clay so you can transfer down your idea. So you could do this with a printout from the computer, like if you wanted it to be the logo of your favorite team, or you wanted it to be like a football helmet. That kind of helps you get your design down. Now I'm going to come around the edge, and I want to just smooth out those edges. So what I'm doing is taking a little bit of water on my finger, and I am just smoothing this down. Okay? And then that will make it more of a consistent, smooth texture around the edge. Okay, there we go. And I can use the popsicle stick to sort of push things in there and redefine that edge. Okay, and if it sticks a little bit, it's okay. When it dries, it'll peel off, but it should peel up okay. So you can see here I have my design drawn into my cat shape, and you want to consider, is this detail going to go on your cover like this so it doesn't need a hole, or did you want to make it into a necklace and you'll want to put a hole there so that you can hang it from a string? So you just got to think about that in advance and figure out whether or not to put a hole. So I'm going to come in here, and I have a few options. I can take material and I could build it up on top of my design. So if I wanted to make sure that that nose is raised up, I could take a little bit of water, put a little bit of water on a ball of clay, take my toothpick and score my mark here, and score my mark on the back of my little nose shape. And then I'm going to take that and I'm just going to stick it on top and push it down. Okay. Now, the one thing that you'll need to do is once you push it down and you put your little score marks there, you are going to want to meld it, which is taking that clay and just going around the edge and just sort of pulling it down into the bottom piece of clay. And that's going to ensure that once it dries, that things aren't going to fall off. So I'm going to come in there and I'm going to smooth that down. I can use my tool to sort of make it into that triangle. Okay. Now I can also push back. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to push back this mouth here. So I get that little shape of the kitty's mouth. And then I can redefine that using the stick to try and create some difference in height here. Okay. And then I'm going to just clean up around the edge. So now for the eyes, I want to push back those eyes. So I'm going to just use the stick and I'm just going to like go top there. And then I'm going to go to the bottom here. And that will give me a nice clean shape for the eyes. So you can see that now I have the shape of the eyes. And then I wanted to push this area where the line is back. So I can just take this popsicle stick and I can just take that and follow that outside edge and just sort of push it back. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a little bit of a difference of height here so that this part here is in front and this part is slightly in back. So again, I'm just going to push it down so that I am reinforcing that contour line by creating a difference in height. And then I can just pull that back here. Okay, and again, I'm going to just smooth it out so that it has a nice consistency. Okay, and so then once I have that done, I can then go and add more details if I like. So you just want to take your clay and just work into it and make it whatever design you want it to be. If you work in three-dimensionally, you're going to do that slightly differently. You'll need to score and slip things, and I will show a little video to show you how you can make things more dimensional. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'll just push this back here and put my whiskers in. I can use the edge of the stick. And then once it dries, I will be able to paint it and add more details. So I have, you know, a rough idea of what I want my cat to look like, and I could make its ears come forward by pushing them up. And I could even give it a gesture if I want to push this forward. So it is flexible. I encourage you to just play with it, and if you feel like you messed up, you can always just put it back into a ball and start again. So that is working from a paper template to create your shape. And then remember, if it's going on the top of your box, then you don't necessarily need to put a hole in it. But if you wanted to make it your amulet, then you will put a hole. All right, so I will work on this more to make it more beautiful, but not now. All right.